Spawning on the left-hand side, we've got Legomann96. And the opponent up top, Necromanticer. Just notice like my fonts are not quite the same size in OBS for the names. I'll fix that for next time. I know what I can do. Has to do with like resizing the element rather than utilizing font sizes. Alright, we see the barbed wire here for Necromanticer. Also got the toads, lizard toad going on. Meanwhile, we have chameleon, snake, owl for Lego. That owl snake late game is quite strong. But I think Necromanticer has the tools to deal with it. Cam Falcon Wolf is also very powerful in the late game, especially when you have a good enough economy to afford making like 9 to 12 toads to just blow things up. We got kind of relatively close spawns here, so maybe this will be more of an aggressive match. Gotta love this spawn for Necromanticer. 4 mills right there in that diamond shape. Meanwhile, Legomann does have some expansion options, kind of expanding down towards the 6 o'clock on the map. And some of the, you know, if Necromanticer like grabs this mill and starts building some barbed wire like right here, that could be pretty brutal. Lego does have chameleons, which can deal with barbed wire pretty effectively. Let's see how this game plays out. I like the ape farm triples, by the way, before a mill, before tier 2. I think that makes sense on a map this small. But let's see what the first decision really is. So far, we're just kind of stuck in tier 1 chicken, as neither player wants to get hit by a timing window of the opponent just building tier 1 while they try to tech up or take an expansion since the map is so small. And Necro looking for some damage. If Legomann doesn't reshuffle his squirrel, definitely going to get a pig here, but going to lose a lot of lizards for it. Legomann actually throwing down the Warren. I'm not sure if that Warren died during the chaos, but that is a cool idea. Like, you're going to lose the 60 food, but you'd rather it be a Warren than the pig. And Legomann looking for a counterattack here, but Necromanticer's got plenty of lizards to contest this. That toad actually not getting the connection. Legomann trying to micro back with a little bit of stutter step action on these squirrels. Good work there. And one of the toads actually running into this mill. This mill tanked a ton of damage during that fight. Really great use of the gristmill tanking. Maybe Necromanticer's in hot water now. Legomann with the squirrels. The one advantage of the squirrels is that they can shoot safely from a distance like that. Picked off a pig. But maybe Legomann got a little bit too big for his britches here with that forward Warren. These lizards going to clean everything up, going to take out that Warren, going to take out this mill as well. Necro needs to be a little bit careful not to blow the toads up into the mill. Good job there. And Necromanticer evening things up. This is a pretty close match at the moment. Both players on 7 farms. And bam, the big toad explosion coming in. Killing another pig, and that's really the name of the game here. Doesn't matter if Necromancer wasn't quite cost-effective as long as he can survive this counterattack. You know, killing those pigs is really what's important. And the really big punisher here is going to be if those dead pigs were not starting pigs, right? Because you're going to lose 4 pigs here in about a minute. And ideally, you'd want the 4 pigs that you lost, you know, Legomann would want 2 of those to be the ones that were already killed, you know what I mean? So I'm interested to see how that is going to play out. I don't think this was a starting pig. It looks like it has a lot of wheat left over. Necromanticer moving in again, keeping the pressure on. Trades the armies, gets another pig kill. That might be too much damage. Legomann gonna stick it out. Trying to get into some snakes, and I don't think snakes are the right call. Maybe Legomann figured Necro was gonna transition into chameleons from here, where the snakes would be quite nice, but in general, the snakes are not the best tier 2 against tier 1. I think Lego would have preferred some chameleons in this situation. Speaking of chameleons, they're coming down for Necromanticer here. But he's just going to keep this pressure up. Okay, so Legoman still has 3 farms. That's not bad. After the 5-minute mark. Necromanticer diving deep. Going to kill one of those snakes. Lose a lot of units in the process, though. Legoman has several squirrels and a snake left over. Necro sold off the chameleons. Just wants to build as much tier 1 as possible. This snake's going to pick up this mill for free. Get that out of the way. Oh, this is a scrappy game here. We're on very small economies. We're still on 1 base at the 6-minute mark. This is a fight to the death. There will be no expanding. There will be no tier 3. Necro just checking around for some expansions, making sure he is where he thinks he is in this game. And these snakes getting very far out. Legoman trying to get some free damage done, but gonna cost him a snake. Those toads just annihilate all the squirrels, and that is probably gonna be it. Legoman's gonna have to tap out there. 1-0 for Necromanticer. All right, let's hop into game number 2. Spawning on the right, we've got Legomann96. Over on the left, Necromanticer. He corrects me in the chat there. Thank you. You know what's funny? It's actually part of the my southern accent. I don't think I have much of an accent. I think dialect is probably more correct. But I've noticed in the South, we tend to pronounce hard vowels. Where in the North, they tend to pronounce soft vowels. So, I'll say things like weekend. That's where my accent comes out. Where the correct is weekend, or or the word Shaco. You know, League of Legends. I would say Shaco, and a Northerner would say Shaco. There's all kinds of like little things like that. So my default is hard vowels typically. All right. Nothing crazy just yet. I'm trying to think of more examples of that. I don't know why it's getting away from me. Shaco is correct. Yeah, maybe. Or like Final Fantasy X, like I would say Titus, not Titus. Just from default. Alright, I think that's enough examples. What do we got going on in this game? We got some quick expansions. We got some skunks coming down from Necro here. Got pretty similar decks this time around. Necro's got the moles though, which is kind of cool. Maybe he'll try to do some kind of timing with those. Owls on both sides. Or like Final Fantasy VII, I would say Mako. I think it's actually Mako though. I think the remake finally confirmed that. Good attack here from Legoman. Just catching Necro out of position here. And getting a ton of damage done with those squirrels. Ooh, Necro's gonna all in though. He's building some moles up here. He's got the skunk. However, there is a snake here from Legoman. Legoman does have some pretty nice snake control. Oh, this commander is gonna get poisoned to death, however. This is gonna leave this skunk very vulnerable. The snake will take that out. Oh my gosh, and those mole warrens up top too. This is just a train wreck here for Necromanticer. And this is exactly what Legoman needed. You know, after that first game, to be able to tie this up 1-1. We will not have another sweep here. Unless Necro can pull off a miracle. Starting off by taking out a snake is a good start. No pigeons here to help deal with the poison. Oh, the commander almost going down to snake poison again, though. And Necro wants to keep the pressure on, but knows that it is just too much damage. Taps out. And we are 1-1 in this series. Yeah, my hotkeys are 1 and 2 for my transitions. So that does not work well for dealing with the scoreboard. I gotta work on that. Okay. Game number 3, let's go. Over on the right-hand side, we've got Necromanticer. Over on the left, Legomann96. Legomann keeping the same deck. Meanwhile, Necro going back to something similar to the first game, but a bit different. I don't think he had mines or snakes in the first round. But did have that lizard, toad, cam, wolf. He had falcons as well. I remember that. And let's see how this one plays out. Legomann with a bit of the worst map spawn here. Does have a natural, but kind of hard up on third base options. Meanwhile, Necromanticer's got a nice 1, 2, 3. And these 2 mills in the middle will kind of be difficult to take. I guess Lego can take this as a third. It is kind of awkward for Necro to have to path all the way around to get to it. He could do some cool, like, snake harass, though, by walking up to that rock. I think that mill is still in position there. Uh-oh. Lego building the proxy mill, but just selling it. Making Necro worry for a minute. And let's just see how the game continues. A lot of tier 1 from both sides so far. Nothing real crazy just yet. Just a single piece of barbed wire over here on the side. It is kind of neat. I think Necro or Lego is anticipating the, fact that Necro can do some kind of lizard run-by flank attack there. Necro just going to get up to that mill, start running around on the map a little bit with these lizards perhaps, but, one piece of wire wouldn't scare me too much as a lizard player. It would hurt a bit, but I think you could still get in there, take out a pig or two. Alright, Lego is on the move. I'm just going to bring the units back for now. This actually might be a sick spot to fight, like in between all those ruined buildings. As the squirrels, it'd be really hard for the lizards to find the tiles in there. Snakes on the way for Lego. And I think Lego just likes to play with snakes here. Because I don't think that's really what you want against snake toad or lizard toad. But it will be nice as the game continues. The snakes do a fantastic job against enemy tier 2. They're also a nice unit to poke and prod with. A little bit more wire getting thrown up here from Lego. People are very liberal with their wire placement. I think it makes sense because the wire is so cheap at only 10 food each. You might as well build quite a bit of it. So 4 farms on the second base here for Lego. Lego does have the owl, so if he can kind of say, like, hey, don't attack me, you don't want to attack through that wire, let's just bring this game out a little bit longer. Legomann can transition into those owls, which will be rough for Necro to deal with. Does have chameleons and wolf and snake, so maybe like the chameleons can tank on the front lines against the mice, the snakes can tag them down, and the wolf, of course, can provide that nice movement and attack speed buff to help accomplish those goals. And I like this wire here. It's going to make it rough for Necromanticer to attack the third base as well. But again, I'm pretty sure Necro could just move some snakes right here and kill that thing for free. And Necro is going to be the one to initiate the tier 3 here. Throwing down that Wolf Warren. Legomann selling off a bit of the wire that he thinks is maybe superfluous. Another thing, too, which is nice about the snakes, is it can really help deny scouting. Like, once Legomann is ready to transition into some owls, like maybe over here or something, you know, you make sure the snakes tag the commander as it's running in. It's going to be really hard to confirm that's what's going on. But so far, I really like this composition for Necromanticer here. He's got the minefield up and running. Legomann did scout that, but it's still difficult to actually stand still for the 2 seconds and poke those mines down, even when you know they're coming. But more importantly, Legomann did see the Wolf Warren, and he actually saw it at a very good time. He knows that the Wolf is 45 seconds out. He saw that Warren as it completed. Gonna try to get into his own owls here. Mochaccino with the sub. Oh, Boonjamin gifting the sub. Thanks, man. I appreciate the support. Alright, Necro moving up to poke with these snakes, but Legomann's got quite a few snakes of his own, and he's got some pigeons here to heal up his poison snakes. So Legomann taking the better end of that trade there. And Boonjamin with the subscription. Thanks, dude. Welcome to the show. I appreciate it. Third base getting a couple farms here. And Legomann gonna get into this third base, but I'm worried. You know, I think this is the third time I've pointed it out, but I'm pretty sure Necromanticer can just put his snakes right there and poke down that mill. I think it's got the range. He can most certainly hit the pigs. That could be dangerous to do, though. Ooh, doesn't quite get to see that building mill here. Because then if Legomann moves out, you know, maybe you can trap all the snakes. But Necro is in a great spot. His economy is getting ahead. He's already got the third base fully saturated here. One owl on the way for Lego. You need more than that most of the time. Sometimes in scrappy games, like one owl actually can be really good, you know. But yeah, typically 2 or 3 is really what you want here. And did Necro ever see the tier 3 Warrens? Hasn't so far. And again, just trying to scout through that wire and snake is very difficult. You know, the wire is going to slow you down, allow those snakes to just get so many tags of poison on. 12 chameleons on the way for Necromanticer, and a second wolf here. We're going to get into a proper deathball late game. More and more mines being thrown down from Necro as he moves forward to try to secure this fourth base. Look at all these mines. This is a really cool match. And this whole time, this wolf back here has just been buffing up these farms. Necro is going to see that third base now. But it's probably going to be pretty happy. Knows that he's pretty far ahead in economy. That wolf is making these pigs work double time and therefore mine out more quickly. But that is always okay in RTS games. You are always willing to trade how long your economy lasts for faster income. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Here's that snake harassment onto the mill. The question is, can it actually hit the mill? We won't know. Maybe it was out of range. Blech. Blech. Oh, these mines and toads are not going to be efficient against the mice, but here we go. The big engagement coming in. Necromanticer does not care about all those free units. Just wants to blast them down as quickly as possible. and try to break through, but most of the chameleons fall. Actually, a lot of them do barely live through the gas. I was very worried there. Legoman lost one of the owls in the process. And now Necromanticer's deep in the red. He's gonna have to decide what he wants to sell off. Alright, now we can find out what I've been wanting to know all stream. Is that mill in range? And the answer is no. Sorry, Necromanticer. F in chat for the snake mill harass. 16 chameleons on the way here. And the second wolf might be a little bit greedy, trying to save up. Get that second wolf moving. There it is. It's nice that that got paid for before this big engagement happens. And now there's so many chameleons that these mice aren't doing a whole lot. Necromanticer is gonna go in, delete the barbed wire, and run away. A little bit fearful of all that snake poison on the chameleons here. The Legoman does have that economy up and running now. It's got that third base working, and Necromanticer is gonna run out of food soon, to be honest. Keep in mind he did buff up the farms with the wolf, but he's keeping the pressure on as all this new barbed wire gets thrown down. He's coming in to fight it again, but with the snake poison, with the skunk gas, with all the mice, Legoman is able to push Necromanticer back for now. Necro wants to wait a little bit for these chameleons to heal up before attacking again, but no, Legoman's going to keep the pressure on. The mice are continuing to spill in here as the skunk gas begins to pervade all on the enemy army here from Necro. Necro's chameleons are starting to get so low, they're starting to fall. The snake poison on the wolves here. And I think Necro really just needed some falcons, man. Like, if he had like 8 falcons, 8 cams, maybe that'd be able to deal with this. But with all the dead chameleons, Legoman is starting to push forward. Necro is not going to be able to reproduce any of those units in time. Realizes that Legoman's got the tempo. Taps out. That brings us into match number 4. Let's get into it. Spun on the left-hand side, we've got Legomann96 and his opponent to the right, Necromanticer. Nice rainy map. I love the rainy maps. Very cool. Badger this time around from Necro. Hoping that will do well against the Owl. And Badger and Boar can do pretty nicely against the Owl, but that's where the snakes come in that Owl-Snake composition. Both those units just really get worked by a bunch of snake tags, and the pigeons can definitely help out with that. Meanwhile, though, Lego is not playing that same style. He's got more of a mid-range, bruiser kind of punch-through style deck here. Maybe going to build up a bunch of cams in the early game. And I would have loved to have seen a wolf with this, to be honest. Like, Cam Falcon just screams to have a wolf. And speaking of wolf, Necro does have one, but no tier 3 at all from Legoman. Instead, going to opt for triple tier 2 with the mine. That is perfectly viable. A lot of times we do see very high-level players opting for no tier 3 at all. Tier 2 is quite powerful in the modern Tooth and Tail meta. Eight farm openings from both sides. Map looks good for Lego here. Got 3 bases right in the front yard. Could even expand down here for numbers 4 and 5. Necro does have a nice natural. Could maybe try to take this as a sneaky third, but that is very awkward for both sides to try to get to. I would have liked that better if Necro had like a little path right here, but unfortunately does not. And this base would be rough to take. However, if Necro does manage to snag it, could build some barbed wire very, very close to the enemy's main, which can be very painful to deal with. There's not a lot going on just yet. Lots of tier 1 from both sides, probably because this is a pretty short rush distance map. Necro going to go for the attack, though. Legoman has plenty of squirrels here, should be able to defend. But that was a nice window to attack into. Necro going to go ahead and, with some good target fire, gets the better trade. And this could be bad for Lego. But no, Necro's going to back out for now, just kind of take the win. Build a few more Warrens right there on the front. And he's got to break through this mill. This mill is actually really important to take care of. You don't want your squirrels wasting shots on that during the engagement. Ooh, Legoman this time around getting the jump start on the target fire. And this might end up being a more favorable trade for him this time around. Nice targeting there from Lego. Is going to be able to defend the second base and push back, forcing Necro to sell off some of those more proxy Warrens and hunker down for a defense here. Necro realizing he's got to get that expansion going. Going to build into some chameleons. Lego does have the tier 1 advantage at the moment. But with this defensive position here, I'm not so sure if he actually can break through. He's going to go ahead and try. But I think Necro's got plenty of squirrels with the defender's advantage to be safe here. Let's find out. As Legoman is going to push in. And Legoman with the much better targeting so far. He's going to win this engagement by a bit here. Going to be able to pick off a pig and a Warren in the process. And that is a nice victory here for Legoman. Counterattack from Necro is going to start, but so many units getting hit by the mines there. Going to have to back out for now. Does have a chameleon, which can really help in these situations, especially as Legoman was targeting down these squirrels and not the cam. He didn't expect that cam up on the front line. And Necroman's coming in for the counterattack here. But this mill is in such a good defensive position for Legoman. It really makes it difficult for Necro to attack all the way in and get to those juicy Warrens that you're really looking to pick off. Alright, double cam here for Necro. Gonna try to find the angle. Again, wants these squirrels to poke down that mill before the fight if possible. Gonna move in here. These cams should be targeted down pretty quickly, but also tanked a ton of damage in the process. Necro trying to be safe, though. Pulls his units back, waiting for some more reinforcements. Is able to take down that mill. Which is nice to get it out of the way, but Lego can simply retake it. However, maybe the big story here is the fact that Necro was able to sneak out those couple farms on the second base. We hit that 5-minute mark. So 6 farms to 4 is absolutely huge, especially when these remaining pigs are slowly going to start mining out. And luckily for Necro here, one of those pigs that died was a starting pig. So he's still got 4 of his own left. Ooh, this cam is going to go down to the snake pretty quickly, but takes the snake out in the process. Oh, this is a tight game here, but I think Necro might have the edge. Really being able to sneak out those couple farms on the expansion is paying off in dividends now. I think he wanted to build another farm there, but also does not want to block that chameleon production. Really important to get back up to those 2 cams. And now Legoman is desperately trying to get some more economy going, but stuck on 9 squirrels and 2 snakes with only 1 farm still in production here. This is queued. This is waiting for 60 food. So Legoman is pretty much on no income. He's starving now. Didn't quite have the money off that last pig. And it's 2 farms to 0 as Necromanticer starts crushing through. One of the chameleons goes down. Nice snake micro here from Lego, but is it going to be enough? He's got absolutely no money to remake any units. And as that last snake goes down, I think he's just got a tap here. Necromanticer ties up the series 2-2. And we're going to that Game 5 hype match here. Alright, spawning in the bottom, we've got Necromanticer. And up top, Legomann96. Necro with the Owl, Barbed Wire, and Lego again with this Tier 2 heavy deck, this time around taking the turrets instead of the mines. And the turrets, or MGs as some players call them, have been kind of coming back lately. You know, the moles were really what was slowing down the turrets, but they got an HP buff. The moles are kind of out of the meta right now. 4-farm double coming in from Lego here, or from Necro. Lego's going to respond with a 5-farm single and a turret. And I think this will be okay. I actually do like the turret in these situations, because it's only 60 food compared to 120 of a Tier 1 Warren plus the 3 squirrels. And Necro actually sells both Warrens going into 8 farms. That can be very dangerous. Maybe the reason he decided to go for that was because he saw the turret and not 2 Tier 1 Warrens. It takes 2 Tier 1 units to actually kill a pig, unless you get a corner pig. Especially like this. This actually might be enough to kill it. And this is pretty bad for Necro. He's trying to slow it down with the barbed wire. But yeah, if you can get a corner pig where only 1 pig is shooting back at your Tier 1, you can kill it with a single Tier 1, especially when you get to shoot it before it's finished building. And this is not looking good for Necromanticer. Legoman's got 3 squirrels here. Going to be able to come in here and pick off another pig. The lizard falls. 3 squirrels are still remaining. The pig goes down. 2 lizards die. 2 pigs and 2 lizards for a squirrel there. But keep in mind, no, actually, Lego's already on 8 farms too. Getting into the snakes, the Tier 2 of choice here for Lego. Alright, what can Necromanticer do? He's desperately trying to get up some units. The Legoman's got a lot of momentum here. It can even build these turrets here on the front. Necro realizes that his opponent's got the turrets, desperately does not want to let this proxy mill get up. It takes a good trade. That's really what he needed to stay into this game. I think the snakes were a bit greedy here from Lego. I think if he slammed down a bunch more Tier 1, Necro probably wouldn't be able to contest this. But if he can keep this snake alive, he can get a lot of value out of it. Snake number 2 is bought and paid for. And now Lego can save up some money for some turrets, if that's what he chooses to do. Gonna throw one on the high ground there. Kind of difficult to attack, however, I don't think it's gonna defend the mill super effectively. Yeah, Lego's just gonna go for it. Building some better position, but a little bit more risky turrets. Necro cannot contest the turrets right now. Gonna have to let him get up. And now Legoman can just poke in with the snakes and retreat back to the safety of the turrets. And maybe start leapfrogging these up a little bit more forward. Is Necro just gonna tap? That is it. Legoman got him in the stranglehold there. And wins a very close series, 3-2.